Hello, I'm Luke, Hard Times Guy. Been a while since we've been together. I think maybe it's been a month or longer since I made my last video. Can't even remember what it was about. I think it was me and them kids making biscuits. But at any rate, I've been busy. Undertook laying tile in my laundry room, and that's about a 2-day job when I was a young man. Turned in about 2.5 weeks at the age I am now. And I hope I don't lose my mind and decide to do that again. That's too hard a work, getting them down, laying tile for somebody my age and my shape. Hey, it's Monday, day after Easter. Hallelujah. Hallelujah time for the Christian world. Easter, we celebrated yesterday. Had, I don't know, 26, 27 people out here in the Sojourner room yesterday. Betty made lasagnas, and the kids brought stuff to complement that. And I made upside down pineapple cake and upside down pineapple cornbread. I was going to make a video of that, but I got too busy, and it was a little more hectic than I thought it was, and didn't get a video made. I might talk about it sometime in the future, but today I decided in the spirit of spring, and I've been running around here today doing all kinds of spring things. I trimmed some weeds back, cut some saplings down, tried to reorganize a little bit in my barn, took some pictures. Thinking about getting ready for some kind of a spring yard sale for a weekend soon. I hope I can get it done in time to still call it spring. If I can't, well, I can't, but decided today would be a good day to make a spring cleaning in the Hard Times Guys barn video. So I'm not going to really video it over there. I can't even walk around over there safely with a camera because I'd trip over something, fall and hurt myself. But I took some still pictures today, and I'm going to talk about some of that stuff. And we're going to call this Spring of 2021. First thing I'm looking at here is that old, there's a lot of stuff like this around out here, but it's not really something that I call a Hard Times Guy thing, but it is too. You know, I bought it at an auction, couldn't help myself. They didn't make me pay enough for it, and I ended up buying it. And so it's for sale out here. I'm thinking about putting it in an online yard sale. It's not really the kind of thing I'm thinking about. Today I hauled off some stuff, took it to the recycling center, and got a little money for it, and I didn't get time to get it all. Tomorrow I'm going to haul off another load, and that stuff right there is going on that load. I'm going to make a big load of scrap iron tomorrow, put it on my trailer. Got to get that stuff off my trailer first. Had some stuff that come from an auction the other day that still haven't got taken care of, and there it is again. Put that in the barn. It fit right in there with the rest of that mess I got in there. There's some windows. A lot of people sell this kind of stuff, old used windows, but those are, look at those. Look how cool those are. I don't know how many of them I got there, but I just get about $20 a piece for those. And they got 16 panes. 16 pane windows. Those are cool. You can't find those all the time. Most people get $20 for just one pane of glass in one of those. Think of the projects you could do with a window like that, the different pictures, the different things that you could do with a window like that. And there I got a whole bunch of them leaned up against my barn, or leaned up against my garage. There's some doors there next to them. There's something that's a springtime thing. Here in a little bit. That one there's a cultivator, and it's got the big wheel on the front, and it's got the conventional handles on it. Kind of thing everybody likes, especially in spring. Sit out there in their flowers. Sit out there in the summer in the flowers. But they like to put stuff like that now, and enjoy it all year long. So got that kind of a thing. There's something come in here over the winter. It's what do you call that? Cistern pump. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. Just depends on when somebody gets here to look at it. Somebody wants it just like that, I'll put a price on it and we might sell it just like that. It's got the handle on the other side. I think the wooden part's gone off of it. That's something I intend to fix, but I'd sell it without fixing it. And I'll probably paint that and make it look a little better. But, you know, the prices, every time I do something to that, price is going to go up. And thing to do is get here before I do too much to them, so you can buy them cheap. That's what people like. They like to find that cheap stuff, get them bargains, something they can do a little something too, turn it over and make a little money on it. That right there is it's hard to see. It's scattered out all over the place. It's not even all there. I see the tray for it leaning up there to the left of it a little bit, and it's kids have stuck some ball bats down in there, but that's an old apple cider press, and that's not even a good view of it. You can't see the good cast iron part of it in that particular picture. I got two of them. That's the big one, but there it is. That's another thing, and the more work I do to it, I'm going to make that nice. It'll look like that one sitting down there at Apple Acres one of these days, all pretty and shined up and painted and varnished, but right now that's what it looks like. It's got a right now price. It'll have a pretty and spiffed up price, and you know, like that one down at Apple Acres one of these days if you wait around long enough. There's some other stuff's come in here over the winter. Them two little kerosene heaters. I seen a couple of them the other day at somebody turned them into lamps. And I don't know whether they're supposed to be lamps that hung and they were just sitting on the floor like that, or they're supposed to be lamps that sit on the floor and you set an ashtray on top of them or used them for an end table or what. But them two kerosene heaters, they wanted something like $100 and some for theirs. And of course they had them a while and hadn't sold them, so they'd marked them down. I think they was $89 when I was looking at them the other day, and I thought, well, heck, I got a couple of them. One of them, that blue one I got, looks better than those. Maybe somebody like to make their own thing out of them. So they're out here in the barn. Something like that probably cost you about, just like it says, $20, $25, something like that. Maybe even cheaper than that, depending on what else you buy from me. And look back here in the back of that mess there. There's a Marathon gas can. It's got the running Marathon runner on it with the torch and everything. You don't see those hardly at all anymore. Right there sits one. And I haven't got it cleaned up yet either. The price will go up on it as I start cleaning it up and making it look a little better. But there it is. What's in this mess here? There's an old pitcher pump. It needs some cleaning. It needs a little attention. Maybe an extra piece or something made for it. I see a basket down in that one thing. It's a pretty nice little basket. Somebody painted it silver. I don't like that. I'll undo that and paint it a different color maybe. That cardboard box got pool balls in it. And it's got a whole set of pretty old pool balls, 1 through 15 in the cue ball, and then it's got maybe half a set of same kind of balls, but they're not as old, not as cool looking. I don't know what you do with them. If you need pool balls, there they are. If you don't need pool balls, you might like, I think I'll probably make a sign out of that someday. It'll be a cool sign. It says something about the pool hall or pool room, who knows. But you can wait until it's a sign and, you know, up there around $100, or you can come and buy it like it is and do your own thing with it. That little piece there, I got big plans for that. That's a walnut. I'm going to call it a jelly cupboard. It's got raised panel doors in it, and they're kind of in pieces. And when I put that thing back together, I'm not going to put the panels back in that door. I'm going to make some kind of punch tin, hand punch tins, and put in that, and it'll turn it into a tin door walnut cupboard of some kind, and I got visions of that being something really, really sweet. And when it is really, really sweet, I'll have a really, really sweet price on it. Right now, you could probably buy that for less than $200, but when I get done with it, it'll be quite a ways north of that. And you always run the risk when you come out here and see something that you like and you kind of drag your feet on it, and wait until I make something out of it that's really cool. You run the risk of one of my daughters liking it. And when one of my daughters like it and they say, "Dad, I want that," that takes you out of the market for it. I do not want to sell a price on it, or sometimes if they want it bad enough, I just put a "that's not for sale" on something like that. And that little piece right there has got the potential to be one of those. So, I don't know. Drag your feet if you want to, but there it was. That thing there that's hiding underneath them chairs, that's an old insulated Coke cooler. It's got the lids on top that slide back, and you slide them back, and it's lined with galvanized stuff in there, and then the insulation inside them boards. It's got glimpses of old red paint on it, and it's a beverage cooler. Sit on a country store, the old time porch back in the early 1900s, and had cool beverages in it. And that thing is really cool. Actually, if I've ever seen one, I don't remember where I saw it. One like that made out of ship siding like that one is. But there it sits. It's really cool. And that's another thing that you could buy it today for a decent price for what it is, something really rare and really cool. Or you could wait until I find a sign to put on it. I've been looking for an old grape hat or knee high, or one of them old porcelain signs, or even a tin type sign that's not got too much rust. I found one the other day that was a knee high sign, but it was in such bad shape I didn't think it's worthy of this piece. And the guy wanted a price for it like it was made out of 10 karat gold, so I didn't buy it. But that's the kind of thing I'm looking for to put on this, and when I find that, I'm going to put it on this, and the price of this is going to go probably double what I'd take for it today. But there it sits. If you like stuff like that, there's something that's rare and not seen very often, and I don't know where you could find another one if you set out for it. That thing there's something else hard to come by nowadays. That's an old spool cabinet. It's one of them kind of like a lift top desk. Sits up on a table, sat on the countertop, had the ribbons and spools in it. And you could tell that one there's it belongs right where it's at in the hard times the guys garage, because it's seen some hard times. But boy, that'll look really good one of these days when I get it cleaned up and put back together. It's all there, just kind of part of it's been taken apart, part of it fell apart. It's pretty grungy looking, but you know, there it sits. It's for sale today at a price where you can make it something really nice, or you can wait till I make it something really nice and then pay the price that you got to pay after I make it really nice. There's some more stuff. There's one of them dryer hanger things laying there. I think I got another one or two of them around. That's looks like might have been a clock case at one time. That's going to be a little wall hanging cabinet one of these days if I get around to it. And there's some chairs sitting back up on top of something there. There's a cabinet that's come in here over the winter. It's one of those sliding door display cabinets. It's got 4 sliding doors in it. One of them's missing the glass. And I don't know, I might go buy a piece of glass for it. I may just discount it to somebody and let them buy their own glass. But there it sits. I'm pretty sure that thing's oak. And it's already got stuff in it, and it's sitting on a big long table too. There's a 10-foot, I'd call it a harvest table or a hardware store table. One of the most sturdy tables, about 10 foot long, sitting under that. It's got a blue skirt and blue legs on it, and I think the top of it's not even been painted or anything. Pretty good looking outfit. There's a project. Bought them, I don't know, back in late fall or something. I'm surprised I hadn't already turned that into a pie safe. But there's two good pie safe doors. Two good 10-door pie safe doors. Leaning up against a bunch of other doors there. If you like old doors, boy, I got a lot of them. There's cupboard doors, cabinet doors, closet doors. You name it, I got them. There's a bunch of them leaning up there. There's a place over there on the other side of the barn on a rack where I got smaller doors that I make wall hanging cabinets out of and stuff like that. Or you can just buy them and make wall hangings out of them or do your own thing, whatever you do with old doors like that. But right there's a couple of good 10-door pie safe doors. That could be for sale, but they're probably going to turn into about a $350, $375 pie safe. Sometime between now and the middle of summer. I just haven't got to them yet. Right there's an old primitive, what used to be a tall cupboard, and somebody cut it off. You can see down there next to the floor where the bottom shelf's right next to the floor. That used to be a tall cupboard. It's primitive. It's the old yellow poplar. It's got the square nails in it. It's a good piece, but it's, you know, it's been repurposed. I've had that in several antique booths over the years, just to display, and it's been sitting in this barn a long time. That little blue cabinet. Right next to it's another kind of jelly cupboard with a 10-door on it, and then there's some other junk there. There's some more junk. A bunch of rope there, and some pulleys. I see some old tin. Looks like a school desk back in there. There's 3 or 4 of them around here. There's an old badminton set, or part of one. Hidden under that rope, there's one of those little farrier's benches. It's got a seat under that rope where you sit on it, and the farrier, you know, he's got his horseshoe, his nails, and his tools and stuff that he uses to, one of them kind of things. I saw one of them the other day, and it was, I don't know, $225, something like that. Yeah, it's a little more primitive than that one, but I ain't, you know, I might do something a little different to that one, put a handle on it, maybe some trays on it. I don't know. But right now it's for sale, way, way less than what the one I saw in an antique mall the other day was. Just come out here and dig it out from under that stuff and say, look what you take for this. We'll get together on that. If that's something that you like. That was in my antique booth for a couple of months. And that's an old Mack truck radiator shell and grill. Probably from middle to late 1930s. Maybe even a little earlier than that. I'm not sure. It doesn't come off of like a pickup truck. Come off of a big truck. One of them kind that either had a big long stake bed on them or actually pulled a trailer like a semi-trailer. It's sitting on top of a wood box that come in here over the winter time, and I thought about using that myself next to our wood stove in the house, but it's a little bit too big for the place I got to put it, so I guess somebody else can buy that. But that Mack truck radiator shell and grill, that was in my booth. I had a price on it, and it was a price that said, you know, look like this. You're not interested in giving it away, but I mean, where are you going to find something like that? Where are you going to get that? I don't know where you could get one if you wanted one. But anyway, that there's got some character down there towards the bottom. Rust kind of overtaken part of it. I like it though. It's something that's interesting. I'm going to make a board to mount it on. And right over there against that wall, I got a bare spot. I sold Hard Times original wall cupboard from off that spot in the wall the other day, and the lady's already got it in her house. She sent me a picture of it. You've probably seen pictures of it before because you've seen pictures in this room, and there's been several pictures taken of it. She's got it now. She's tickled to death with it, but I got a bare spot on the wall, and that radiator shell's going in that bare spot. And after I make a mount for it and clean that up and put some sealer on it so it looks just a little bit better than it does, and it gets on that wall over there all like I want it to look, it's going to have a price on it bigger than what's on it now. And like I said, I can price that about however I want to, because where you going to find one? You can't just go down to the hardware store and open up the catalog and say, send me a 1936 Mack truck radio to shell and grill. Yeah, that kind of thing don't happen. So anyway, there it is. I don't know what the price on it now, 115, 135. If you get here before I do anything else to it, I'd probably hate to, but I'd let it go for something like that. But price gonna go up on that when I get done getting it look like I want, hang it in on the wall over. I'll take a picture of it when it's on the wall and put it in a future video. There's that other ice cream, or not ice cream, apple cider press, and I don't know, the buckets of it are, I don't know where they are. It's got 2 buckets. I don't see them anywhere. That one, there's the wood on this one. It's smaller than that other one we looked at start of the video. I like the wood on this one. I'm not going to have to do anything to it but make a tray for underneath it. But the cast iron on it had been broke right up there at the top. Somebody's got it brazed or welded back together, so it's still functional, still good, still got a good look to it, and you know, I ain't ashamed of it. But that'll be a little cheaper than that other one, and it'll probably be I'll probably not ever get around to fixing it, because I'm going to fix that other one first, just because it doesn't have that broken place in it. Those chairs sitting there, let's see. That one chair, there's 6 of those chairs, but there's 3 of them like the version on the right, and then there's 3 of them like the version on the left. The version on the left come out of an Oddfellows lodge, and I don't know if you can see it in that picture or not, but they got the Oddfellows emblem with the rings and stuff on there, and pretty sweet little chairs out of an Oddfellows lodge. And then the others those are right out of an old western from the 1870s, 1880s. In fact, if you watch Gunsmoke, get on your TV on one of them old western channels at night and watch them black and white issues of the old Gunsmoke with James Arnaz as Matt Dillon. You'll see chairs like those everywhere, in people's kitchen, in the Long Branch Saloon. Anytime you watch an old western movie of that era, you'll see chairs just like those in the movie. And there's 3 of them there. I bought those. I bought them one year in an antique shop over in the Covered Bridge Festival area. It wasn't a Covered Bridge Festival, but it was one of them shops over in that area, and I bought those 3 chairs. I bought them because I had them other 3, and I was going to put them around a table. And I put them around the table. They wouldn't quite, because of the way the sides were made, they wouldn't slide under the table like I wanted them to, and I got tired of walking around them, so I got me some different chairs. And still got those. They work good for somebody somewhere. There's an old seed separator. That's a Yankee Clipper seed separator funnel on top, but that's not a Yankee Clipper seed separator. Just a coincidence that one thing's laying there on top of that. I don't know what kind of seed separator that is, and it don't matter. Them seed separators look cool if you got a building that you want to add some ambience to, sitting out on the porch. There is one. It wouldn't be too expensive. If you got a restaurant or something like that you want to add some ambience to, there's a cool looking old seed separator, but I mean, they're about useless as, I'm not going to say it, but they ain't good for much, just like they are. And if that one's around here for too long without me selling it, I'll take it apart and I'll use that wood to make something else out of. That's some really good looking old red and blue paint, and it's all aged, and you know, I'll turn that into tables or wall cabinets or boxes or something. But, you know, I got a lot of projects. Got a lot of projects. There's a barrel. That barrel's sweet. That barrel's made out of brass or copper or something. And it's got those anti-friction electricity staves on the side of it so that you don't create a shot and blow something up. But it's sitting there full of different things, table legs and spindles, and looks like there's some canes in there. There's a sweet looking little 2-drawer nightstand behind it. And I see over against the wall there's a unpainted primitive church pew. There's that same church pew. It's got a bunch of pictures on it, old pictures and some artwork and some old frames that maybe some of them don't even have pictures in them. I had a really nice cherry wardrobe sitting over there just across the aisle from that bench, and same lady that bought that red cabinet from me off the wall, she bought that wardrobe. She took that thing home, stripped the original finish off of it. I thought the original finish looked fine, but she thought it was a little too rustic looking, so she stripped it off and refinished it with some satin clear stuff. Sent me a picture that just made me sick. I mean, I looked at that thing, that's just absolutely gorgeous. How did I sell it to her for what I sold it to her for? And now she's turned it into something worth about 4 times that, and it's sitting in her bedroom. But anyway, there it said. It had all them pictures in it. And there's more pictures you can't even see besides those. There's some boxes. There's a pretty good looking old box. Looks like it says $65 on it. It's got some really good old green paint on it. There's a blue one under that. I think what you're looking at underneath there's a cherry drop leaf table. I'm not sure. There's a little cupboard over there next to it. That wagon, it sits in my building. There's one of them things that goes that cider press. There's one of them. I don't know where the other one is. I'll find it. There's that wagon. It's sitting in there. That wagon happens to be a Studebaker. And I don't know whether you can tell it's a you had faint. The Studebaker showed up on the side. It was faint, but you could see it. And I think over the years it's wore off. I let that thing sit outside a little too often, and it faded, and the weather got to it. But it's a good old wagon. There's another thing that if you want to set it on your porch or in your restaurant for ambience, there's a good old Studebaker wagon. It's for sale. Brickyard 400, couple of banners. They're hanging up there close to the ceiling. I think I'm going to put them on eBay pretty soon. There's some more stuff up in the rafters. Looks like there's a ladder up there. I sell a ladder or 2 every month. I mean, not a ladder, but a 6 or 7 foot piece of ladder. I sell it in my antique booth. I mean, them people just can't. I sell them cheaper than everybody else does, and so when I got one for sale, it sells, and all them others that they're trying to get too much money for around don't. They buy mine because they just saw one that was twice what mine was, and so they said, hey, this guy here's pretty reasonable on his ladders. I'm about to run out of them, though. I'm either going to have to raise the price, slow them down a little bit, or find me some more. But I see there's one up there that I can cut up, and there's some other stuff there. I see some shutters over against the wall. There's some drawers. Look at those drawers. That's 4 sweet little drawers. I'm surprised they ain't turned that into something, but one of these days I will. Somebody don't buy them drawers. Last summer at my yard sale, the last big yard sale I had in the fall, I had, I don't know, 6 or 8 wheels like that. And I had a wheelbarrow with a wheel like that on it that I'd put the wheel on it. That wheel that had a wooden wheel on it when I bought it, and it's eat up by termites. But I sold them all, I think, but one. And so I've been trying to replenish my supply of those, and I found out probably I sold the ones I sold last year too cheap, because I paid I don't know, pretty close to what I sold mine for every one of them. And so I'm going to have to raise the price or lose money. But I got them. People want them. I got them. And one of those will be, I think, before 4th of July, one of those will be a wheelbarrow. Or be on a wheelbarrow. Some chain. Some of that chain's a log chain. And then there's some of it that's just old chain. Not sure which one. And yeah, I see some of it in that group there that's the old wrought chain. Good for making projects. And then I got some that's even cooler than that, bigger links and just really sweet stuff. I got one hanging in my booth down there at the White River Antique Arts and Antiques. Man, that thing, it's the coolest piece of chain I think I've ever seen. It's down there for about $30 and nobody's bought it yet. And I think, what are them people thinking when they're looking at this? Because they can't go find a piece of chain like that cool. But anyway, I guess that's another one of them things I like better than everybody else. There's another, I don't know, cubbyhole cabinet I bought, and it's got some stuff. It's full of stuff. That thing's, I don't know, 4 feet wide and 6 or 7 foot tall, and it's got them little squares in it like that, and it's just full of stuff. I didn't take a picture of all of it. There's an old meal bin. It's got the ugliest green paint on it you ever saw. And I'm going to get that out of there and repaint it one of these days. If somebody don't buy it before I do it. There's some other stuff. There's just junk like that everywhere you look around here. There's some more. Look at that. Up on top of that cabinet there, there's one of those sewing machine cabinet boxes. You put a bottom in that and take that top off of it and put hinges on it. You got the sweetest little wallet box you ever saw for 12 bucks. That's what looks like 12 bucks is what I want for that. After I turn it into that box I just talked about, I want $40 for it. And I won't be ashamed at all to put $40 on it because everyone I ever did that to, I got $35 or $40 for. I just, don't have time to do everything I want to do. But there it is. There's some stuff there, and I thought I might have put that, see that authorized dealer agency there? That is porcelain, and it's not in the sweetest shape, but I've only ever seen one more of those, and I saw it in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Marathon Auto Dealer down there, right across the street from where the Pickers got their place in Nashville, Tennessee. It's in that old Marathon. Marathon was a type of automobile that they made in the early, maybe 1912 to 1916 or 1909 to 1914, I don't know. Right in there somewhere they made a car called the Marathon. And they made that thing for 4 or 5 years and then they went out of business. Well, their agencies had that sign. That's what the sign they give them for that. I found that in a dry gulch ditch one time. Just the corner of it was sticking out of the ground, and it took me about 2 hours to dig it out with a pocket knife and a stick. And the guy I was bird hunting with when I found it, he thought I was absolutely nuts. He went off and left me and come back and got me. But I got that, and I didn't even know what it was from until I was down there in Nashville, and I was in that Marathon dealer, and I seen that sign. They got one that's just pristine, just like that, hanging on the wall there in Nashville, Tennessee. And I asked the guy about it, and he said, yeah. He said they didn't even have Marathon on their signs. They just made those generic signs or bought them from somebody, and that's what the Marathon dealers put up when they opened up a dealership. I got that one. I don't know whether it's for sale, I guess. I never have put a price on it, but I'm kind of fond of it, so if that's something you might want, be prepared for sticker shock. Back behind this thing here. I mean, I had a shelf back there, and I had a nice display behind me, and I made videos. You saw that. I sold a bunch of different stuff and being on behind me, and just in the video, somebody be watching one of my videos, and they'd get a hold of me, and they'd say, that so-and-so thing, it's behind you, is that for sale? And I sold several things like that back there, but the other day, I sold the shelf that all that stuff was on, and so I just got it piled back there. We had Easter here, Had to get that. It was piled all over the place. I had to get it somewhere. I put it all back behind that thing, hid it. So that's another thing I got to do. I got to get back there and clean that mess out, and maybe put me another shelf up and rearrange that, and put some of that stuff on the other side. But that's all part of the spring cleaning. There's another view of it. That's a box sitting over on the floor. That's a sweet box. Big old, I think it's walnut. It's got dovetail corners in it. That's, mid 1800s. Sweet old box. Big enough for a big coffee table, or sit at the end of your bed and put your quilts and blankets in it. All kinds of things you can do with that. And I got a lot of boxes like that around here, but that one there's a particularly sweet one. That's a thing I traded for the other day. That's an old printer's desk is what it is. It's the lights pour on it. But it's got 3 of those print drawers in it. The kind that's got the, you'd seen them print cabinets. People used to buy them drawers out of them cabinets and use them for miniatures, hanging them on the wall. I've got some more of them around here somewhere, but they used to be real popular, not so much anymore. But that's a cabinet with those drawers in it. It's got a thing on the end of it that makes a little ramp where when you print stuff on top of that desk, it can run off that ramp into a whatever. It's got metal legs. You can't see it. That's just a terrible picture, but I'd never seen one like that, and when I saw it, I kind of liked it and ended up trading for it. You've seen that stuff in some other videos of mine. That one little cabinet there is a Hard Times original. It's a sweet one. I like it. And then that AMP thing, that's the real deal. That's a real old AMP. There's one of those. I think it's been repainted. It doesn't look near as sweet as that one because it's got, if it hadn't been repainted, it's got some kind of garish looking bright paint on it instead of that old original paint. It's in the 76 Antique Mall over at Edinburgh, and gives me hope for that one because I thought I probably paid too much for that to sell it. I really liked it when I bought it. But that one over at Edinburgh, I don't know, it's $500 or $600, so, if it'll bring that, then I can sell mine and make some money on it too. Don't know, but don't matter. I like it. My kids like it. They won't fight over it, but one of them would be proud to have that one of these days. You've seen that stuff too. It's appeared in other videos, so I'm not going to say anything about it. That little pie safe right there, it's the tins are out of the end of it. It's got some sweet looking old gray blue paint on it. $95. I had that at the yard sale. I can still see the chalk on it there. It's still on there. Gives you an idea what costs, what kind of cool stuff you can buy for a little or nothing here, but it also makes you wonder why that thing could survive a 2-day yard sale and still be there. Just amazing to me. Over above it on the wall, that's a little display cabinet. It's got some old badges in it. Now, some of them badges are old and some of them are reproductions, but they're good reproductions. I mean, they aren't new and shiny. They're good looking. Be hard pressed to tell whether there's reproductions or not. In fact, I bought one of them that I thought was old, and then I decided it's reproduction later. But at any rate, there they are. And I got some more of them. Besides what's in that case, around here somewhere in a drawer or something. Some of them are old too. There's that other cultivator, and I don't know, the shadow of that's, you can't see it. It's got a smaller wheel on that first one. It's got more unique handles on it, and it's got cooler cultivators on it. I should have drug that out in the sunlight. There's some wash tubs. Them sitting out there on the side. See those plants back there? We had a freeze warning a couple of days last week, and Betty got worried about her plants that were coming up out there, and we went and got them wash tubs and covered them up with them. Looks like that's about the end of the pictures I took, and I don't know, I might put some more pictures at the end of this or stick some more in them for you to look at, but that gives you an idea of what we got out here. Might tickle your interest. Want to come out and see the Hard Times guy? You could call me anytime you want to. 812-279-3848. Call and say, are you there? And if I'm here and I'm going to be here a little while, you can just come out. If the barn ain't open, we'll open it. and you can look around, dig in it, or you can wait till I have a yard sale. When I have a yard sale, I got everything neat and clean and safe. But the price will go up too. I mean, if I spend some money on advertising, or if I do some work on getting something ready, it's going to make the price go up over what it is now, where I just brought it in here over the winter and set it down somewhere. The more attention it gets from me, the more it costs you. So that's a good preview of the Hard Times guy and what it looks around here in the early part of April. Come and see me. Subscribe to my channel. Like it. Share it with the people that you deal with on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, you know. Like, share, subscribe. Till the next time, I'm the Hard Times guy. Have a good day.